was having trouble finding a topic that I could talk about today, and then out of nowhere, by checking Twitter, one falls right into my lap. LethalPrime here, aka your Lethal Primary. Now, I realized that my response to him on Twitter seemed a bit on the racial side, and I did that on purpose, for one reason and one reason alone. I needed to catch his attention. Whether or not I actually caught his attention is up in the air, because I never did get a response. However, my reply did serve a purpose for this video alone. Let's get this topic started, shall we? What constitutes the term gamer nowadays if playing one game alone no longer makes you a quote-unquote gamer? ModernWarNegro didn't specifically mention Call of Duty by name, but then again, look at what he's asking, and look at the terminology he's using. Watch his wording. I just don't get how these so-called quote-unquote gamers skip out on all the amazing fall releases to play the same game as last year. Well, by golly gee willikers Batman, I wonder what game that could be. And then he goes on to say, it's like calling yourself a PC gamer, but you don't participate in any of the Steam sales. LMAO. Well, Mr. Negro, that is what you want me to call you, right? I mean, Negro is just Spanish for black. What makes you different from me? What makes this entire party that I'm playing with today different from your friends? What makes us not gamers? Some of us might have just come home from work, and we needed something to get away from it. Others may have just had a great day and came back from a date, but then they decided to hop on Call of Duty and play with their friends. Hell, maybe one of us was just having a drink, and when they received an invite said, well, why not? Let's play. Is Call of Duty not a game? Finally, he went on to say, but then again, those quote-unquote gamers are most likely the same people who still use Internet Explorer. LMAO. I'd like to know what you meant by that. Were you referencing history? Or were you just calling us slow? Now, let's say for a moment that you were just referencing history. Let's say that you meant that the people who play Call of Duty, and only play Call of Duty, are stuck in the past. Well, as long as we're stuck in the past, let's go back to your childhood, or any of your friends' childhoods for that matter. When you had your Game Boy, were you not a gamer if you only played Pokemon all day long and that's the only game you liked? Now let's say you did play all sorts of games on the Game Boy. Did you call your friends not gamers for only liking Pokemon and not liking Tetris, or not liking whatever other game you played on your Game Boy? Then again, we were just children, so maybe you didn't associate with anybody who didn't like what you liked, as far as game goes. So let's fast forward a little bit. When you got your Super Nintendo, did you not only play Mario on it, or did you like every other game on it? Hell, I bet you even bought Dr. Mario because you loved the Mario franchise so much. Maybe I'm not talking about you specifically, ModernWarNegro, but maybe I'm talking about every other person who called themselves a gamer back then. What about the person who got themselves a Sega instead? Were they not a gamer because all they played was Sonic the Hedgehog games on there? Were they not a gamer when Mortal Kombat came out and all they played was Mortal Kombat on there and they forgot about Sonic the Hedgehog? I wonder if you got annoyed by all of LethalPrime's questions yet. But hopefully I got my point across. You can't just generalize when it comes to gaming. There's no such thing as one type of gamer. And there's no such thing as not being a certain type of gamer because you can't afford all the other games or don't want to buy all the other games just because you're being told to. Oh, he's not a gamer, he's a filthy Call of Duty player. Well, Call of Duty is a game, isn't it? And I suppose you could just switch it around and say, well, he's not a real gamer, he's a filthy Call of Duty gamer. Same concept. Do you not get offended when I call you a gamer girl if you're a girl and you're watching this? That's right, you can't generalize, you're either a gamer or you're not. Just because somebody came home from work and wants to relax with Call of Duty and Call of Duty only, does not mean that they are not a gamer or any less of a gamer than you are. ModernWarNegro also mentioned that you can't be a PC gamer if you don't participate in the Steam sales. Well, what happens if this particular person only likes to buy stuff on Origin? Or what happens if they're a StarCraft player? As a matter of fact, speaking of StarCraft and speaking of any other type of PC game, just like Call of Duty, there's a pro gaming ethic that takes place in PC. Do you see every single game out there being played professionally, or do you only see about 3 of them? That's right. Are they any less of a gamer than you because they do it professionally? And are they any less of a gamer because they only do it on a certain game? Mind you, they only play professionally on a certain game. That doesn't mean that they don't play other games at all. And as long as we're talking about professionalism, how about YouTubers? How mad do certain YouTubers get when you say that they don't have a real job? How mad do you get when people say you don't have a real job and you need to go out and get a real job? If I remember correctly, you stopped reading your comments along with your friends on their channels. They stopped reading their comments because supposedly nobody was being nice and nobody was agreeing with you. So you decided, well, we're just not going to answer comments anymore. Well, good for you. It's your channel and it's your choice, which means you do what you want with it. So how am I less of a gamer if I make the conscious choice to only play one game all year round, and next year, if a new version of that game comes out, I'll spend my money on that one too? How less of a gamer is a Hearthstone player that does the exact same thing? Mind you, I believe there's only one version of Hearthstone that's come out this year, but you should get my point. Once again, I can see I've rambled on, but what commentary isn't just rambling, and what commentary isn't just a person on their channel speaking out their thoughts on a certain topic? All of us ramble when we make videos. Don't lie. All of us have multiple takes. Unless you're not that good of a commentator just yet. Or you are somehow amazing at doing one long take. I'm LethalPrime. If you enjoyed this gameplay commentary, don't forget to leave a like. If you're brand new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Now, for those of you who are still here, and you like when I talk about the gameplay on the screen, this was obviously just me and all of our buddies who got together in a whole party. I believe this was our second or third game, and we just demolished the crap out of these noobs. If you're watching the screen and laughing at me, it's because I was trying to get on that airplane wing up there so that I could call out my lodestar and have a good hiding place. Eventually, I just gave up and I said screw it. I don't think I got that many kills, but mostly, I believe it was due to the fact that my Blackbird was still in the air, so all of them were just stealing my kills, to say the least. At the same time though, I can't be mad, because I run Blackbird for a reason and it gives all of us an even chance to win the game. And that we did. We won the hell out of this game. I picked up so many damn VSATs in round 2, it was like a spicy Dorito chip party all of round 2. Once again, this is LethalPrime, aka your Lethal Primary. Your Lethal Primary means your primary form of entertainment. I don't normally just let the game run until the end, but since I'm all out of things to talk about, I hope you enjoy the rest of this ass whooping, and I'll see you guys next video.